Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. Welcome to the daily show, the Cricket Happening Show. And I welcome you all to this cricket show by saying that on this particular Cricket Happening show, what I'm going to really look at is I will be taking you down live to the Basin Reserve in Wellington, where I thought Bangladesh on a very greenish tinge pitch after losing the toss. It was a good toss to win, one could say, for New Zealand, and they decided to insert Bangladesh into bat. And I have to say that Bangladesh definitely have done pretty well so far. As right now, when I'm talking to you, the score reads Bangladesh 119 for 2. Mahmudullah is not out on 13, and while I'm talking to you, the match is being stopped right now. There's a delay as far as there is a delay, and there have been frequent interruptions for rain. It has been quite windy there in Basin Reserve in Wellington, and Bangladesh currently are 119 for 2. Mahmudullah is 13, and Mominul Haq has looked very confident with his stroke making. And as you know, Mominul Haq had this habit of making. He was really on a run once, probably in the year 2016, where he was reeling off 50s in every match he was playing. And then finally, right now, as I'm talking to you, Mominul Haq, the very short in stature player, but a very talented player at that, is looking well entrenched at 48. And he has 8 fours and 1 6 and hook 6 of the bowling bouncer, which was bowled by Tim Saudi just before the rain interruption. So Bangladesh right now, the cricket update. So I'll be coming to that. So since it's this, so what I'll do is I will first complete the Bangladesh. I'll talk about this first Test match, which is going on between Bangladesh and New Zealand at the Basin Reserve in Wellington, and then I will be casting an eyes to do a brief preview of the final Test match, which is coming up between Sri Lanka and South Africa. And South Africa definitely eyeing a clean sweep. They already won the first 2 Test matches, so we are actually heading towards the Test match, which is the final Test match. And look at where the final Test match is played. It is going to be played at the Wanderers in Johannesburg. It's, it really helps the Pacers a lot. But definitely with Kyle Abbott gone, one could say that things probably, still they do have the firepower, no doubt about it. Kagiso Rabada, they have Wayne Parnell who has come in, but definitely they are definitely going to be missing Kyle Abbott. And as far as I'll come back to that. So I'll be doing a preview of the final Test match, which is coming up at the Greenwich Wanderers pitch, as it is known for its great pace and bounce. But so let's and some also look at some the Sri Lankan T20 team that has been selected to play South Africa. So first, let us get on to the Basin Reserve in Wellington, as rain has stopped play right now on day 1, and see what really happened. So there was a lot of talk going on at the Basin Reserve in Wellington that it's going to be a very greenish tinge pitch, and when saw the pitch when the match started, one could say it was absolutely green, no doubt about it. It definitely had a lot of greenish tinges on the pitch, and definitely one was looking forward to this battle between New Zealand and Bangladesh. So New Zealand were the ones who had the luck of the toss, and as soon as they won the toss, they did not waste any time in deciding what to do, and that was to actually put the opposition first, because, as I said, it was quite windy, and conditions were absolutely ideal for the swing bowlers to not only swing and seam the deliveries, but also it was the greenish tinge pitch. But so that's the reason I said that Bangladesh, I thought, even being put under a bit of tough conditions to bat, have done a pretty good job of scoring 119 for 2. So yeah, and for Bangladesh there were 2 bowlers who were making their debut. One was Taskin Ahmed, who will be playing his first Test. I'm really looking forward to see how Taskin Ahmed bowls in Test matches, because I think he would be quite a good proposition. And Shubhashis Roy also making his Test debut. And Taskin Ahmed will be their main strike bowler, I reckon, with probably Taskin Ahmed will be their main strike bowler because they have Taskin Ahmed, Shubhashis Roy, and Kamrul Islam Ravi. So Taskin Ahmed. So definitely this New Zealand pace attack is not looking so sharp at all. So to me, Bangladesh batsmen have to put up a big score on the board so that they give a chance for the Bangladesh bowlers to have a go at the Kiwis. So let's have a look at what really happened. So Tamim Iqbal and Imrul Kais opened the innings and the bowling was good. Trent Bolt was bowling in the good areas, and more than Trent Bolt, I would say Tim Saudi was bowling in the good areas. But Trent Bolt was slapped by Tamim Iqbal past the point region for boundaries in very, very consistent fashion. I mean, Tamim Iqbal, as you know, anything which if you can give him which is sitting on the off stump, Tamim Iqbal will definitely crack it through the point region, and that's what he was precisely doing, and he was looking absolutely superb in his stroke making, which was good to see. And Tamim Iqbal had decided that he is not the one to really take a sort of a back seat or something, even though it is a greenish tinge pitch, and he decided that he would start playing his strokes, and definitely it was a very attractive knock from him. But Bangladesh actually lost their first wicket when it was Tim Saudi who actually had a bouncer being bowled at Imrul Kais, and Imrul Kais was gone pretty quickly. He tried to hook the bouncer, and the bouncer, the ball actually went into the air, and Bolt took the catch. So he was the first victim. So Imrul Kais gone, caught bowled Saudi for 1. He made it 16 for 1 as Mominul Haq, the very short in stature cricket player, actually walked in to join Tamim Iqbal, who was really full of strokes. I would say it was a very attractive knock. Tamim Iqbal was scoring in a very free manner. He was playing with gay abandon, one could say. If you look at his knock, I mean, from 16 for 1, they added, I think it was 44 runs which were added. I'm sure the majority of runs at that time, I mean, if you look at the score, Tamim Iqbal fell with the score on 60 when Trent Bolt had him LBW. But look at the innings from Tamim Iqbal. It had a stamp of real class on that. 56 runs with 11 delectably timed boundaries. 11 fours in his 56. So Tamim Iqbal playing his natural game with the natural instinct of his for stroke making. After that, Mominul Haq took over. Once Tamim Iqbal was gone, the score was 60 for 2. But that did not deter Mominul Haq from, Mominul Haq. One probably thought that probably the Bangladesh will go into a shell right now after losing the wicket of Tamim Iqbal, but was not to be. They decided, Mahmudullah, as you know, he's a very compact player, so he decided to ground himself in, but Mominul Haq was taking, I would definitely say, just taking off from where Tamim Iqbal left off by playing some beautiful boundaries. I mean, he's also another one who really likes to play his strokes, and it was good to see one beautiful punch down the ground of the bowling of Tim Saudi, and also Colin Grandholm was also hit for boundaries, and he also played some strokes down the leg side, but he was also playing some nice strokes down the off side as well, and he was looking good. And just before the rain interruption with Bangladesh, and we saw that Mominul Haq actually not only hit a 4, but he also hooked a bouncer into the spectators, into the grass banks there at Basin Reserve in Wellington. And Mominul Haq, when the rain interrupted play, as I said, Bangladesh definitely deserves some credit for putting up a good show here, I would say, so far, even though they have lost 2 wickets, but they have kept up the attack. I mean, they have not been someone that just because they lost the wickets, they have not really dropped themselves into a shell or something like that. And as I'm talking, the rain delay is still continuing, and the live cricket update here, the Basin Reserve in Wellington on the first day of the first test match of the series between New Zealand and Bangladesh. New Zealand winning the toss and rightly putting Bangladesh into bat. Bangladesh currently 119 for 2. Mominul Haq is not out on 48 with 8 nice boundaries and 1 6 hit in that knock. Mahmudullah is grounded himself, not out on 13 with 2 boundaries. And look at the bowling from the Kiwis here. Trent Bolt 9 overs 2 minutes 1 for 50 was a bit costly. In fact, he gave a lot of wit to Tamim Iqbal to really free his arms, one could say. Team Saudi 11 overs 3 minutes 1 for 45 has looked the real picture. Grandholm 4 overs none for 15 and Wagner bowled 5 overs 1 minute none for 8 and looked effective too. So that is the match situation. So if at all if at all there is any change in the situation, I'll be definitely there. So right now as I'm talking to you, it's definitely rain and but I'll definitely keep an eye on as to what's going on on the first day of this first test between Bangladesh and New Zealand. So in the meanwhile, as and when if I see that there is some movement in the Bangladesh game, I'll come back to you. But let me look at what is the latest that we are coming. Well, as I'm talking to you, they say the rain has returned. The umpires have already put the covers in. I mean, the covers have already been put by the ground staff there. So let's look at the. Let me start off with the preview, which is coming up. As I said, the final test match coming up. The South Africans are always. I mean, they have already taken the upper hand. They've already won the series. They have nothing to lose here. And the only thing that they would be eyeing right now, which they probably, eyeing right now, is to actually do a clean sweep of Sri Lanka in this series. And the captain du Plessis has sounded pretty positive in doing that. And what better conditions and a ground or a pitch to get than the Wanderers in Johannesburg. As you know, we call it the Bull Ring, and also we know that Wanderers Johannesburg is such a place where the pace bowlers can really make some hay as the match goes on. And I think definitely, even though Kyle Lambert is gone, one has to say that South Africa are definitely looking on their way and definitely this is something that Wanderers in Johannesburg is something where Sri Lanka are going to find it very, very tough indeed. Because there are a lot of blokes who probably are not used to such genuine pace being hurled at them, and the pitch is something which is going to be a big factor. And so that's the reason I said that South Africa probably would be really fancying their chances against Sri Lanka to go and do a clean sweep of the series. So let's have a look at Sri Lanka, who are the ones who are under the hammer here. And Sri Lanka, well, I can say one thing. Kaushal Silva is someone who has some real technique. So if he could actually really stay there with Dimuth Karunaratne to put up a good opening partnership, that would really be something that Sri Lanka would be happy about. Kushal Mendes and Dhananjay De Silva, I'm really happy to see that Kushal Mendes coming in at one drop. Number 2, Dhananjay De Silva, who is another talented bloke. And these are the two talented blokes to whom I'm really looking out really at this Wanderers pitch to really come up with the goods. It would be very important. Angelo Matthews can bring in all his experience and show how he can play on this pitch. Dinesh Chandimal is another one who could actually complement Angelo Matthews in doing that. And Dinupal Taranga to a certain extent can also stay there because he does have the experience of actually going and playing overseas. So I'm sure he would be familiar with some nice pacey and bouncy pitches. And as far as the bowling is concerned, one man who really impressed was this young 19-year-old bloke, Lahiru Kumara. He took 6 wickets, and he is someone who is absolutely serious, I would say. And Lahiru Kumara would really relish the prospect of bowling on this Wanderers pitch in Johannesburg, and I'm sure he would be up to something. And the bowling, Suranga Lakmal, we saw what a change bowler he is. In this series, one has seen that Suranga Lakmal has really taken off. I mean, he has really, he got his first 5-wicket haul after 31 tests, and that really shows the maturity as a bowler. And Suranga Lakmal, to me, is also going to be someone who would be a sort of real guy to be reckoned with. And Nuwan Pradeep also can really turn up the pace as well. So he will also be someone who could not really bowl. I mean, he was out due to injury. But Nuwan Pradeep will also probably like this Wanderers because he really likes to hit the deck hard, and that could generate some good bounce for him. And Rangana Herath also comes into the mix as a wily veteran spinner. And Rangana Herath is another one who is also as a most successful left-arm spinner. It is Daniel Vettori of New Zealand who holds the record for 362 wickets. and Rangana Heritage just needs 6 wickets to actually go past the former New Zealand great spinner Daniel Vettori. As far as I was just wondering whether tomorrow one might see Dushmanta Chamira get in, because Dushmanta Chamira is someone who really bowls with some good pace as well. So I won't be surprised on the Wanderers in Johannesburg that if Lahiru Kumara and Chamira will probably share the new ball, and Suranga Lakmal is someone who can really make the ball talk, whether the ball is old or new. So why not get Chamira and Lahiru Kumara to really start it off? So Nuwan Pradeep might probably be inched out, but that is again a matter of conjecture, one could say. As far as South Africa are concerned, they are the ones who are rolling in beautifully, I would say. And the Wanderers in Johannesburg is something that they have already, they would have played a lot of matches, and they know what to expect here. And they are someone who have been here, so they definitely know how to really tackle the pacey deliveries from the Sri Lankans, from Lahiru Kumara and the other bowlers. So Dean Elgar and Stephen Cook, well, they have already shown that they are becoming some good opening partners, and that is good news. After Smith has gone, the opening slot has been something of a struggle for South Africa, but now it is more or less getting ironed out, according to me. Now Hashim Amla, all eyes will be on Hashim Amla. One thing I can say about Hashim Amla, yes, he has been going through the horrors, but one thing I can tell you, dear fans and subscribers, remember one thing as far as cricket is concerned: when such talented players are there, I would say only one thing. The form is something which has really, when the form, a poor form hits even the greatest of batsmen. And this has happened in the past, one knows about it. So Hashim Amla need not despair about it, but it's all about giving more and more encouragement to Hashim Amla. We know what a wonderful player he is. If I say that after the former West Indian great batsman Sir Brian Lara, I would really say one of the graceful players to have graced cricket is South African batsman Hashim Amla, and he has been scoring runs. Now Hashim Amla, one thing, as I said, I want to say is that I wish him good luck. As I said, form is temporary, but class is always permanent. So that is what Hashim Amla is. So, and then JP du Plessis, the captain himself. Temba Bavuma is another one on whom the eyes will be trained a lot, and the reason being that he has been having a poor series as well. His highest score till now has been 10 runs, and that is not really something that one could expect from Temba Bavuma, especially considering the fact that he did very well against the Aussies, as you would remember. Quinton de Kock is another one who comes in the wicket batsman, and he's the one who really strengthens this lower middle order for South Africa in a very big manner. And then it comes to the all-rounders, one-armed Philander, and then they have another all-rounder now, Wayne Parnell. Now, just talking about Wayne Parnell, who is going to be replacing Kyle Abbott, who has become a Kolpak player now after going to England. And Wayne Parnell, I can say that he's now a complete bowler, because previously one knows that Wayne Parnell only had one delivery, which he was actually bringing into the batsman. But now he has definitely developed a good mastery over the ball that goes either way. So basically, he can also bowl the balls that could leave the batsman and could really leave the batsman in a real sort of flux with his bowling. And then Kagiso Rabada is going to be obviously the strike bowler for South Africa, no doubt about it. And he is someone who is going to be really relishing this opportunity. And I would really say at the Wanderers in Johannesburg, I would tell Sri Lanka that one man who could really make the difference here is Kagiso Rabada. So please watch out because he's a very pacey and a bouncy bowler. And Keshav Maharaj is another all-rounder, also brings his spin into effect here with his left-arm spinners. And I think we are going to have a good game, but as I said, everything will depend on Sri Lanka as to how they actually play at the Wanderers, because the reason I say this, there's not much of experience in the Sri Lankan lineup. and one has to really wait and watch as to how they tackle the South African bowlers on a real green pitch, as a green green bamba as I said, and green mamba, and it should be a real beauty. So, well, let's keep our eyes fixed on cricket happenings as and when I'll be there tomorrow to narrate the tale on both these matches. And just before I go, let me see whether I can give you any live cricket update on the Bangladesh game. So let me see what I have here. Well, I don't. I'm trying to see whether I can really give you some live cricket update here. So I'm just getting on to the Basin Reserve in Wellington right now, and let's see what's the news. Well, I don't see any news here, but the covers are still on, so one has to probably wait. Well, dear fans, subscribers, it was really a pleasure talking to you all on this cricket happening show, and it's good night.